Good morning and welcome to our Indiana County Commissioners debate here on WCCS, also available on Renda Digital TV. Grateful that you've joined us. Grateful to have in the studio with us this morning our four candidates listed on the ballot for this year's Indiana County Commissioners race. And I'll give them in the order of the opening statements as determined by drawing. And we'll get those opening statements underway and then question our candidates this morning. From my left, it is Robin Gorman, Shireen Hess, Mike Keith, and Aaron Lehman. All of them are listed on the ballot for this year's general election on November the 7th. Each of our candidates will have an opening statement and a closing statement. And as I said, those were determined by drawing before the event this morning. Each of those opening statements will be 90 seconds in length or less, depending upon what the candidate does. So we will be getting those underway here this morning. We thank you for joining us. We thank our commissioners. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
It's good to have you all with us here today. Robin Gorman, you were the first name drawn for today, our opening statements, and the floor is yours.
Hi, I'm Robin Gorman. When I ran to be your commissioner 4 years ago, I told you I had 30 years of diverse career experience that I wanted to put to work for you, the people of Indiana County. As one of your commissioners, I'm proud to say I have delivered on my promises. I put myself on the front line with our county employees. I told them all, I want you to have every tool in your toolbox to serve our residents who count on us every day. I worked alongside all of our directors and elected colleagues to plug an $18 million deficit my first year in office, an unprecedented amount in a most unprecedented pandemic. I worked to eliminate the county's per capita tax as I said I would do, and not without taking my foot off the gas, I worked to refinance our bonds and loans to reduce the county's debt by $13 million. I promised I would explore every way I could to cut costs and work smarter, not harder, and I did. Simultaneously, I invested in broadband, basic water and sewage projects desperately needed throughout our municipalities, care for our elderly, food security, housing, mental health, and emergency services, just to name a few. If you want a commissioner who works for you 24/7, 365, rain or shine, in creeks, ditches, meeting rooms, or legislators' offices, vote Robin Gorman, your county commissioner.
Thank you, Robin. And the second candidate with an opening statement this morning is Shireen Hess.
Good morning, and good morning to all the listeners out there. Thank you, Renda Broadcasting, for this opportunity to share our vision of this, what we have for Indiana County, of this beautiful place we call home. And that is what it is all about, creating a better future for those who live here and work here and raise their families here. I've worked really hard in my 30 years of living in Indiana County, and especially these last several years as being your county commissioner. I've served in many civic and service-related organizations and in my professional career. In my drive to serve my community, I think it was very much a result of a lot of positive youth experiences, including my experience in Girl Scouts, where I was taught to respect others, help people, and serve my country, and I've been doing that every day for the last many years. As a kid, I had a lot of positive role models and caring adults in my life, and when my family experienced hard times, that community was there for me, and also our local government was there for me. Of course, I didn't know that at the time, but I understood later on that it was government acting in the right ways that help people in their time of need. So I've made it a goal in my public service to do government the right way. That means helping people in their time of need, providing for public safety and emergency response, helping communities have the resources they need to thrive, providing for safe and secure, accurate elections, all within a fiscally responsible environment. I hope that I have earned your vote for Shireen Hess, County Commissioner, this November 7th. Thank you.
Thank you, Shireen. The other two candidates on the ballots are the gentleman to my right, Mike Keith and Aaron Lehman. And by order of drawing, Mike Keith, your opening statement is next.
Good morning, Todd.
You'll need to pick your microphone up.
Good morning, Todd, and good morning to the viewers. I want to, again, also appreciate Renda Broadcasting for having this debate today. 4 years ago, when I actually decided to run for county commissioner, my dedication and commitment was 110%, and it's still that way today. When I told you that I was running for commissioner, what my thoughts were to actually a vision for Indiana County. I told you I was going to come in and I was going to run this as a business, and I did. First month and a half, we came in and I assessed our county facilities, our county finances, and our county structure. And it needed a lot of work. And I was committed 7 days a week to make sure that that was going to be what my end was going to be in 4 years. COVID came along, and actually 2 years of that, it was very difficult. But I would tell you that I was there 7 days a week, working on the opportunities that we actually needed to do to make Indiana County better, and also dealing with the pandemic. And I will tell you that I promised that I would do things, and I made them come through. So we had a lot of work to get done, and again, we did a lot of financial structure. We did bring the debt down from $54 million down to $41 million. And we did bring a lot of broadband because the pandemic actually made that stick out. So I'm asking for your vote because I have a lot more work to do in the next coming 4 years terms, and I ask for your vote. Thank you.
Mike Keith, and our final candidate this morning, drawn, is Aaron Lehman. Good morning.
Hey, how are you guys? Thank you, Todd, 1160, and my fellow candidates in Indiana County. I'm Aaron Lehman, and I'm asking for your vote for Indiana County Commissioner. I graduated from IUP 32 years ago and raised my kids in Homer City. I've also started a business in Indiana County. I've been a financial professional for 23 years. My background in budgeting will be an asset to the county and the County Commissioner Office. I'm Vice President of Family Promise. We're a local nonprofit that provides families through training to become productive members of the community. As President of Parks and Recreation, I turned a deficit into a profit in 3 years. I've written grants that assisted in adding updates to facilities in Homer Center. This makes families and residents have safer places for recreation. One of the most enjoyable things about my campaign is knocking on over 3,000 doors in all four corners of the county. I've been meeting one-on-one with people, listening to concerns, listening to ideas, and it's been wonderful. I met with a bunch of county department heads. I attended broadband, volunteer fire department, conservation district, Farmers Bureau meetings. I'm a member of the Farmers Bureau now. This has helped me gain knowledge so I can perform my job as Indiana County Commissioner. While I may lack in experience, my drive and determination to continue to get out and work with our residents will make me a more productive team member. It was a pleasure to get to know residents and county employees that make Indiana County an amazing place to move and live. Thank you.
All right. Thank you to each of our candidates for their opening statements this morning. Now we're going to ask questions of the candidates, some of which we've come up here at the radio station, and some of which have been submitted by our listeners. And the responses will be 90 seconds in length, with the other candidates limited to 60 seconds for their response as well. So we'll begin in the order from which the opening statements were drawn. Robin Gorman, you'll have 90 seconds with this question. And we got a number of questions having to do with the Homer City Generating Station and coal. And I think I've pretty well narrowed them down to 3 different questions, and you can address these questions with us next. The first question is, Homer City Generating Station is shutting down. Does the county have a role in what happens to that property, or should it, beyond the obvious hope that somebody comes in and makes something out of it? You have 90 seconds.
Yes, thank you. And I'm very glad to hear that this is a concern of our community, as it should be. So the Homer City Power Generating Station is owned by 5 private investors. And the short answer to the question, should the county have a role in what happens next, is yes, we should, as well as our state and our federal partners and our county partners and our municipal partners, who are the closest to the people who live in that township and borough. So the hard part is it's private ownership. So we can only go in as a willing and leadership partners wanting the best for our community and what's next to come. We can't tell them what to do. We can't tell them not what to do. We need to work with them to say, what can we do to transition this great asset, and there are many there, to make it work for our community and our future. It is attached to the grid. which makes it immensely viable. It also has lots of land and property, which makes it a great asset that can continue to be used, and a railway that goes through there. We are working diligently with those owners as partners to try and make good things happen for our future.
All right, and for the response, 60 seconds for each of our other three candidates. And Shireen Hess, you have the first response.
Thank you. Yes, the closing of the power plant is an enormous hit to our community. We understand those displaced workers are real people with real families and real expenses to be met. So that is our number one priority, is to help the system find places for those folks to go. Yes, of course we should be involved. We live here. We all work here. All of our communities are affected by this incident. And thankfully, there are many federal and state investments coming our way to coal communities. And I've been very involved with those things, and as has our economic development folks. So we have lots of opportunities now to go into the future with Indiana County. Indiana County is a leader in energy production and all things energy related, and we can continue to be a leader in that arena. And I look forward to the county playing a major role in working with our communities, the workers, and all the businesses that are affected by that incident. Thank you.
Thank you, Shireen. Mike Keith.
As the two others have said, it is not only a valuable asset to Indiana County, but it is part of the energy sector that the county actually is big on. But as Robin said, that it is a privately owned company. I think the biggest way for the county to be a part of that is actually working with our state legislators and actually giving the options to either those individuals right now who own it, or if anybody else coming in that is interested, because that power grid is a major component of the electric system that we actually have. And everything is still intact there. Maybe it gets diversified into something else, but at the end of the day, we need to work hard in collaboration with all others to make sure that we can actually keep this valuable asset here in Indiana County. And the most important thing is to provide jobs where we actually need people to be.
Aaron Lehman.
Okay, so excuse me. This is personal and business for me, and the reason why is I live in Homer City, so I definitely see the impact of it. The other thing is Parks and Recreation. Two of our entities are the township and the school district, and with the plant closing down, they may lose some funding, which one of the first things they may do is stop Parks and Rec, and I've done a lot of work for the past many years to get Parks and Rec to where it is. So it's very personal to me in that respect. We lost, people that are driving coal trucks, or lost people that are, in the coal jobs. And the big thing is this: we need to be leaders, because we are Indiana County and we are leaders of the county. And I agree, we need to work with our state and federal folks to do that. We also need to work with Byron Stauffer. He's doing a lot of stuff with grants. We need to make sure that we get something in there that can turn that turbine to make electricity in a profitable way, so they can hire people and pay taxes. So thank you.
All right. We did not get to some of the other questions that have been sent to us today. There's a great veterans question here. Project labor agreements and prevailing wage. People want to know about that. Highways and dangerous roads in Indiana County. What can be done there? Working with state legislators. Solar was a big topic with our listeners. The coroner's office and the new headquarters for them. Working with COVID-19 and being prepared for the next pandemic, and how do the commissioners actually work together? All of those were questions submitted in addition to the ones that we were able to ask today during this short time together. We've now reached the moment when we have our closing statements, and again, they are in the order drawn at the beginning of this debate. And so, Robin Gorman, you are first.
The first time I ran for county commissioner, I closed by saying, it is no small decision because it's no small job. Now, after serving 4 years, I realize just how true that statement was then and still is. The truth of the matter is, county governments are responsible for a wide variety of critical services that touch the lives of every resident: mental health, intellectual disabilities, juvenile justice, children and youth, long-term care, drug and alcohol, housing, 911, emergency services, courts and corrections, elections, planning, land use, community, and economic development, just to name a few. I have become known for how much I love where I live, maybe sometimes too much. Indiana County and its economic viability and remaining a quality and peaceful place to live matters to me, and I know it matters to every resident I represent. I tend to get a bit passionate about serving the people I represent. Call me old-fashioned, but I take my work very seriously because as an elected official, my job is, quote, to serve we the people. So if you want a county commissioner that cares about our future, not mine, ours, don't sit this one out thinking local elections are not important. Thomas Jefferson himself said, America is not governed by the majority. It's governed by the majority who participate. Vote me, Robin Gorman, your county commissioner.
And next, Shireen Hess, your closing statement.
In Indiana County, we have watched things change over the last 50 years or so, but I'll tell you what remains is our ethic. We love our land. We love our way of life. We care deeply about the natural beauty that is here, and we help our neighbors, especially when they're in a time of need. And we continue in Indiana County to be a leader in producing food and fiber and the energy that our country needs. The future is so bright for Indiana County, and I'm very optimistic about our opportunities for the funding, for the partnerships, to how we're going to grow and bring prosperity and sustainability to the individuals and the businesses of Indiana County. It's going to take a lot of hard work. I think we're all committed to that, and there's just so many people that I run into every day who are truly optimistic about what can happen for this future of Indiana County. My focus as an experienced and knowledgeable public servant in 2024 and beyond is going to be on strengthening our human resources delivery systems, especially mental health and substance use treatment and prevention, supporting our small businesses and in the entire county. We've got a lot of great river towns about to burgeon. Bringing more funding in for broadband, that's one of the big ones, ensuring that our public safety systems have the funding they need, helping our municipalities get the money for water, sewer, beautification projects, and so much more. I look forward to going throughout Indiana County over the next 4 years to hear what my constituency needs, and I hope I have earned your vote on November 7th.
Mike Keith, your closing statement.
To the residents of Indiana County, I will commit myself to you to make sure that I serve you as a county commissioner in every aspect that there is. Indiana County is a great place to live, and we all know that. The people from outside of Indiana County, we need to let them know that it's a great place to live, because not only economic development, but we have a lot of resources. We have a lot to offer all these people in Indiana. The services that the county provides, I want to continue making them better. I want to continue bringing services to each and every one of those residents, because that will only better their communities. I want to continue to create a partnership with our local governments. If we can continue bringing together dollars between local government and county government and state, we can do bigger things for our county. I look forward to the increasing of our businesses, and I will reach out there with our planning office and continue to bring opportunities for those businesses to come to Indiana County and provide jobs for our residents, good paying jobs. We also have a lot in our future. There's much on the table for Indiana County to actually take opportunity for, and one of it is working with IUP and the new doctors schooling coming in. So there is a lot to do, and I will commit to all those things, including broadband and the infrastructure we need. So I am the commissioner for this job, and I ask for your vote November 7th.
Aaron Lehman, your closing statement.
So unlike everyone else, I'm not in office yet. I have a total grassroots campaign that mainly consists of me knocking on doors and self-funding. People have said, ask this person for money, ask this person for money. I don't want to. I don't want to be beholden to anybody. I want to make sure that people that believe in me, are investing in me, is who I who I represent. A lot of them are rural areas. You know, I'm second on the ballot, but first in desire to help all of Indiana County succeed, especially the rural areas. I'll strive to meet the needs of the residents as one of your commissioners. The bottom line is I'll work hard each and every day, which I've been doing with my small campaign. Knocking on 3,000 doors, talking to people, going to events, getting out there so people can actually see who I am and what I'm all about. If you give me 4 years, I promise I'll make you proud, just like I've done to all my nonprofits, the Homer Center Parks and Recreation and Family Promise. Ask any of my board members, I think they'd be proud of me. You know, all of Indiana needs a voice, and together you can make Indiana County a place where people want to move to and live. So vote for Aaron Lehman, vote for a change on November 7th. Thank you.
Our thanks to all of our candidates. Election Day, of course, is coming up on November the 7th. We encourage you to participate in the election as a voter for county commissioner, for your local school boards and municipal offices. And we thank you all for being with us this morning.
Thank you.
Our candidates debate here on WCCS. We are grateful for you as a listener and viewer on Renda Digital TV for joining us as well.
101.1 FM.